GamerSpawn.
Hi, my name is Hank Keirsey. I'm the military advisor for Call of Duty. What the military advisor does is he comes in at various times during the production process of the game, looks at the game and makes sure from a guy that's been on the ground, not a gamer, from a guy that's done this before, that the weapons are right, the scenarios make sense, that the language sounds right, the dialogue sounds right, that as close as you can get it's authentic. Now, like I said, I take full credit for all the Call of Duties being really good, but actually the developers do most of the work. It's like building a Mercedes, and I come in at various times and say, there's a dent there, there's a problem with this here, that kind of thing. I 24 years United States Army, all right, paratroop, ranger, master parachutist, worked a little bit with some special operations forces. After I got out, I spent about 3 tours over in Iraq and various other unpleasant places, so as a contractor. All Call of Duty games. I've worked with all the Call of Duty games, all right? From the very first one, the original Call of Duty, all the way through the Black Ops game, and now with the Modern Warfare 3. Every time these guys put a game together, they learn from the last game. They take the engine that was built to make this game, and they make it that much better. Yeah, the first games were World War II games, and I had a background in history. I used to teach history at our military academy, West Point. So they brought me in to not only give military advice, but say, is this the Thompson submachine gun to be carried by who? It's carried by the squad leader of an American squad. Well, this is how it worked. This is how you carried it. This is how you went around the corner with it. This is the M1 Garand. M1 Garand was fed by an 8-round magazine. At the end of the last round, shot out the barrel, this clip would fly out and make this noise. So I worked that with them. Then they said, we're going to Modern Warfare. And of course, I've been over there recently, and I actually 2 sons currently in the Army. So I'm also familiar with the Modern Warfare techniques. And I was able to tell them how things got different. Their big question was, they were doing Modern Warfare. Now, how would things be different? And so you talk about the posture. In World War II, you'd go like this, and now you got a ceramic plate. You're going to be a little bit more straightforward when you go into a room. Small nuances of things. The individual courage required to go in that room is the same. No difference. It's a little spooky having to clear a house. But equipment changes a little bit. Sights, a couple other things. Also, you've got the ability to put precision weapons on locations. You've got a different kind of anti-tank weapon, and all of that.
It doesn't take the most powerful nations on Earth to create the next global conflict.
So the question was, if we have a war right now, what should the average civilian do? Get down in your cellar, all right? Or get out of the zone of action. Figure out where the armies are going to move and don't be there, all right? If this is a decisive point on the battlefield that has to be taken to break the line, don't be in that village, because it's going to get, as your great-grandparents probably recall, that was not the place to be. You want to be where the action is not if you're a civilian. Yeah, let the Army guys do the fighting, and then just stay out of the way. And don't worry, the side of right and goodness will win in the end. Okay. Yeah, the question is, why do I do exercise every day? You never know if there's going to be a zombie apocalypse or not. All right, that's the key is. And dealing with zombies, having to run from one end of the house to the other as they come in the room, you have to have some cardio and fitness. Then you have to have the strength to be able to pick up, the zombie cadavers and throw them into a stack and use them to absorb the bullet rounds or slow down the other zombies as they come in the door. So yeah, all of us need to be ready for that. So I would advise your viewers out there that are strictly flabby ass gamers. You got to balance the yin and the yang, all right? You got to be able to play the game, but should it go to the real thing, you've got to be ready for that too. So take some time off, get some push-ups, run around the house, run over to the neighbor's house and wrestle that son of a bitch, all right? Just wrestle him in the grass for a while, then go back and play the game. That also adds a certain dimension to your game playing, all right? You get some fatigue factors, and it provides more realism, especially if you're bleeding from being punched in the nose by your neighbor who was angry at you, all right? Yeah, but then you got the zombies on crack you got to worry about, and the ones that have been drinking Red Bull. They got into the Red Bull, and so every once in a while, you're going to come into some very frenetic zombie hordes. So, and of course, even if you got the slow ones, they're coming from both sides of the house. So you got to be able to deal with this one, move over there before the other ones get crashing in through your basement door, all right? And, you know, shoot them in the head. So there, yeah, stay fit. All you guys out there, stay fit, game on, but be strong. No, I think that's pretty it. I want my partner here to say hello to the TV audience. She is from Iran, all right, which is a great country, all right. It has a screwed up government right now. And as you know, our president said it was in the axis of evil. How do you feel about that being in the axis of evil?
About what?
I didn't think she'd like that. All right. You still got family in Iran?
Yes, the whole family.
Where do they live?
Tehran.
Speak up to this thing.
And Tehran.
Tehran.
The capital.
Okay. How do they like the current government?
They get used to it.
You get used to it. Okay. Be very cautious. You don't want to get your family in trouble, you know. All right. Well, thanks for coming with us today. All right. Yeah. You got pretty eyes. Did you focus on her eyes? This is what the women of Persia look like. This. It's the thing that had Alexander the Great moving all the way across, trying to get over to get eyes like this. All right. Okay. Hey, troops, you're doing great work. Keep it up. I wish I could be with you.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Product not yet rated.